Hey everyone, this is Tom Kraz and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part of my ongoing series of videos for Capture the Flag cheat sheets for Linux challenges. Today I will take a look at Sudo and its role in CTF challenges. You can find out more information on my website. Find the link to that and other websites in the description below. Please like, subscribe and comment if you are interested in this video. So let's get into it. Sudo stands for Substitute User Do or Super User Do. Sudo allows for a user to run a program as another user. Most often it's the root user, but not always. Looking for binaries with sudo access should be high on your list of priorities when you get a foothold onto a system using SSH or reverse shell. First thing we need to do is identify the binaries that we have sudo access to. This is simple. All we need to do is run the sudo -l command. Okay, so the sudo -l command shows us what binaries are available to run sudo against. In this case, we've got find and cat. Let's see what we can do with these. First of all, the cat command allows us to display a text file. So we can use cat to cat out the etc password file. etc password file has very open permissions, so anyone can read it. However, let's take a look at etc shadow. etc shadow has different, much more hardened permissions, and only the root user can view it. If we try our cat command on the etc shadow file, we get permission denied error. But what happens if we run the same command but with our sudo permissions? We get to see the contents of the etc shadow file, and using the output we can feed these exposed hashes into something like John the Ripper, and we can potentially crack the password for the users. So the other command that we had inside sudo was the find command. Find is the Linux command for finding files, obviously. As an example, we can just find a file by name, or we can make it just print out every file in the current directory if we like. But this is much good to us for what we're trying to achieve. So another thing that we can use find for is to run some commands. So for example, if a file is found, we can use the exec option for find in order to execute something after the file is found. What could we execute? Maybe we could execute a shell. Use the -p in order to keep the permissions. We have to escape all commands when we use the exec variable, and the -quit is to stop displaying the output onto the screen, which we really don't want. So here we have a shell, and the user is Tom Kraz. So no surprise there. I ran it as Tom Kraz, expect it to be Tom Kraz. But what happens if we run it under sudo? Okay. Let's have a look at the user ID. Root. Now, we have a root shell. So when we originally granted sudo access to find, it was never expected that we could spawn a root shell. These types of things we need to be aware of. And you can use a website like CTF bins in order to identify hundreds, if not thousands, of binaries if given sudo access can exploit systems. For example, we can see awk, bash, chmod, dnf, dig, diff, install, ip, so many different commands, so many different ways to go around it. Make sure you keep checking sudo high on your list, and make sure also that you check GTOF bins for vulnerabilities of the commands listed in sudo -l. So this is Tom Kraz. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, etc. And I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye bye.